And welcome, everybody, to the start of day 2 for the 2019 Men's Club Centex. We are hopping right into this game. We have Hip pulling the disc to Papa Bear, coming out of, I believe, Houston, Texas. My name is Coach Dougal, coming at you from Dougal Sports. For those of y'all tuning in for the first time, we got people saying hi to the camera. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom, watching at home. For all of y'all tuning in for the first time watching Dougal Sports, maybe you're Papa Bear fans, get ready to enjoy a great broadcast. I don't know anybody's name. I know a few of the Hip players' names, but that's about it, so sorry in advance. If you want to help me out, go ahead and mash on that subscribe button. All right, getting right into it. Hip starting out in a zone. Hip has added John Cecil, as well as Vita Crave himself, Casey LeMay, for day number 2, so they were not here yesterday. Those, as far as I know, those are the 2 additions for the Hip team. Oh, Papa Bear having to keep going backwards. So far, this zone working out very well. Compared to yesterday, there is considerable wind. The wind is going from right to left on your screen. It is mostly an upwind, downwind, very little crossfield component. Papa Bear finally making it through the zone, keeping the cup behind him, and then they mess up right after they do all the hard work and end up just turfing the disc. Getting Hip into their defensive line offense. They are opting to jam up the sideline. Oh, and that, I believe, was a lefty backhand from John Cecil going into the end zone. Fantastic score from Hip. Their zone doing exactly what they needed it to do, eventually earning a turnover, although Papa Bear had busted through and was into the easier stages of it. So, bit unfortunate from Papa Bear. I have to imagine Hip is going to stay in the zone. If it works once, you keep doing it. Keep doing it until the other team beats it. So, we will see. Yeah, I may not have started it. I can't remember. I think I did. Okay. You hit, oh shoot, you gotta drag it to the 4th input position, and then you can use F4. I forgot to do that. Sorry, talking to my production partner, Greg Militello, running the computer for us today, doing the instant replays. I guess while we're doing production shout-outs, shout out to Lexi, running our highlight camera. She never knows that I'm gonna look at her and show the shout-out for her, so rip. There is our pull from Hip. They have a new D-line out there, not the same D-line. And they are staying in the zone, as predicted. It is just your standard run-of-the-mill, 3-person cup, middle, 2 wings, and a deep. Oh, he's so open. Yep, they do find him. And Papa Bear extremely happy with themselves for finding the open player in the back. And with, I think that was 3 throws, maybe it was 4 throws, shredded that zone. Finding the easy option and scoring against it. Let's see if Hip continues to come out in that same zone look on their next D point. All right, taking a little look at our Papa Bear D-line. For all y'all people watching at home, you'll know who these players are. Feel free to give them a shout-out in the... Who says hi? Okay, Michelle says hi to Jakey Poo. So, to Jakey Poo out there, hope you did something good. Make sure to use both hands to catch the disc. So don't start looking before you catch it, you know, all the usual stuff. Catch your G's, all that, because Michelle's watching. If anybody wants to shout out any fun facts in the YouTube chat, I have no clue if they're true or not. I'll probably say them on the air. This is how you do things when you're not ESPN. Yep, Dougal Sports, like and subscribe. Mash on that subscribe button for me. All right, here comes the pull from Papa Bear. They are on their first D-line of the game. They started on offense and had an unfortunate turn against the zone, got scored on with a break. But on their second offensive try, in about 4 throws, put it in real easy. So that is how we have gotten to where we are right now, score being 1-1. I'm going to try my hardest to keep up with the score. Okay, we have a square. Looks like he's in the wrong place. It's supposed to be a vertical stack, but there's a player in the horizontal stack space. I can't really tell what Papa Bear is doing. It looks like they're poaching the strong side. It looks like they're playing mostly person defense, but they are poaching away the most obvious undercut on the strong side. There's a good deep run. They're not going to take it, though. Hip definitely holstering. You can tell they really want to do these 50-50 deep shots, but they've decided as a team, no, we're going to be smart guys. We're going to work it. I don't want Dougal to roast us later. And there they go. Very simple. Worked it all the way down the strong sideline. Nothing really special there. It seemed like Papa Bear was trying to kind of poach off and get some kind of mind game Ds, but didn't work out for him. So in the end, super easy score from Hip, putting them up 2-1. They have gotten a break in this game. I'm going to take this moment to shout out. We're not showing an instant replay, right? Or are we? Okay. This is why I check with Craig. We're back in now. Take this moment to shout out all of our players splitting the sidelines. So huge shout out to our Papa Bear players. I don't know who these people are, but going and walking all the way to the far sideline. This guy right here, also splitting the sideline. Great work. Great. Oh, he blocked the highlight camera. Good stuff. Also, these guys over here also spreading the sideline. Good work. Do we have any Papa Bear players in the shade at the moment? No. No players in the shade. Great work from that team. As compared to Hip, where we have at least 1, 2, 3 players currently under the shade tent. So gives you a little indication of how seriously these teams are taking the game. Let's see if Hip is finally getting ready for the pull. You can see a Mitch Bennett there wearing a different jersey from yesterday, not the 57, opting to go with the 21 jersey. Giving us a big old pull to start with. My guess is that Hip is going to not come down in the zone because they got beat so bad the last time, but ooh, it does look like they aren't. Man, it's hard to tell. Yeah, that's definitely a zone, 100%. So Hip still staying in that. Maybe they felt like they did something wrong last time and they want to stay in it because they think they can do better. It did earn them a D on the first point, an unforced error. Swinging to the strong side. Nothing too fancy at the moment. Now Papa Bear is going to have to do some sort of a break, either a hammer over the top or a scooper. Oh, they go for a low inside backhand. That is not normally the one that people go with. It's pretty difficult to do that. The crumble call was made, but there's nothing you can do to stop that at that point. Nothing but high fives. I could see a certain professional Ultimate Team owner standing on the sideline next to me. We got Patrick Christmas. Yeah, he's hello. What's up, Patrick? All right, so ever since the first point, this game has settled down a little bit. Hip still opting to go with that zone. I can't imagine they're going to stay with it on their next D point. It has now gotten beat twice pretty easily, and even the first time they didn't actually do anything to stop it. So Papa Bear came out in a person defense last time. Oh, they're waving high to the camera. Man, nobody yesterday even knew we were filming, and today everybody's waving at the camera. I don't know what's different. You never know with these Frisbee players. We have a pretty short line out there for Papa Bear. I don't know how much there's a whole lot of height on their team. Hip has a few of their tall runners out there, so we'll see if that makes a difference in this point. Hip coming out in what looked like kind of their D line from the start of the game. I think this is pretty much the first line they put out at the start of the game. Oh, that pull went way out of bounds. Hit the tree. Clap, 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 dot a puller. Clap, 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 clap. Okay. Hip moving in the slowest possible vert stack that they can. And ended up potentially causing a pick. The player didn't want to call it, but could have. There's the deep shot. Oh no, both Papa Bear guys were right there. No, why even spike that? Man, they were both right there. They should have got the D on that. Greg's going to get y'all an instant replay so you can be just as disappointed as I am that neither of them got a hand and smashed that, because that throw definitely shouldn't have worked from him. It's unfortunate.
Well, it's been
Jason Holleran. Yeah, that's the guy. I don't recognize them when they're not wearing their AUDL jerseys, man. As I stated before, there's a bit more of a breeze today. There's not free reign to throw whatever deep throw you want to in either direction. The wind has considerably picked up since the start of the game. We're going to see if this is just gusts or if it's going to stay that way. Oh, we finally got Fieldstown's going. All right, major upgrade for Dougal Sports. Y'all get to listen to all the wind, I guess. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that back tonight and see how good the field sounds are. That's a nice one. That was a benefit to me filming on the scaffold like I used to do, is I would get field sounds for free. And then when we moved to these awesome mics and everything, one downside, if you will, is that they isolate the noise too well. You don't get to hear all the yelling and the singing and all the dancing on the sideline. All right, they're debating where they want to bring it in. Oh, we're having to restrain Colby. And it appears to be pretty clear to him. Oh, we're missing the start of the point. Okay, well, they get things going. Hip stays out in a zone, and it looks like they're going to force sideline. That was a cool spin move from the handler. I'd love to run that back in slow-mo. Oh, that's a great zone. Man, they took away all those break throws. They're going to have to go over the top. Ooh, they do find a small angle. Get it back to him. Hip is probably mad that they didn't stop that, and now they have to go to a person defense. Yeah, Hip's definitely mad that they let them. Oh, that's a travel, right? Yeah, okay. The call to quit cheating was made from the sideline from his own teammate. Would have to agree. There goes the throw. I am not entirely sure what the thought there was. It looks like he wanted to laser it in, but he held on to it too long when he released it. You either got to do a quick release or you got to float it. He kind of got stuck in between the two. And Cecil with the undercut to start things. He's got a deep runner, and that is the downwind direction, but decides not to take it. His teammate does, though. Wow, what a run. Man, what an insane run. Just turned on the jets and went down there. We had the deep hook from this guy in the orange. What does that bring the score to? 4-2. Thank you. So 4-2, Papa Bear has scored twice against the zone. They have not scored. Well, I mean, Hip hasn't actually come out in person defense from the start, so. One throwaway on the end zone there is kind of where the turnover happened. The break cut was open. I mean, it was tight, but it was open. Just try to thread the needle. Didn't work out for him, and then Hip picked it up, looked off one deep shot, and then took the second deep shot. So pretty quick to punish him. I think I could hear the Hip players yelling four-man cup. Normally you don't advertise to the other team the defense you're going to run, but whatever. Here comes the pull. And Papa Bear coming out in their horizontal stack. No side stack maneuvers or anything. Yep, still playing against the zone. They know what they need to do. It's not really a question of strategy or anything like that. They just have to execute. Wow, way to find that corner spot. There's a yell for a hammer from the sideline. Ooh, wow, juked him off real bad. Faking the behind dump throw and then swung it across the field. There's the quick motion. We have a crumble call from Hip. They're going back into person defense. They decide not to jam it in the corner. Oh, no. But then go for an even riskier across the front inside flick choice. There's a deep runner, but they don't give it to him. I heard a sorry call. Same guy who made the deep run eventually came back under, so that's good offense. Oh, and that is a visionary throw. Visionary straight out of bounds. Colby just said, no, it's not you. So a lot of love from the Hip players. They settle right back into their zone. And that is a Flady flick huck that works out beautifully. He's got a 3-on-1 situation, and he pushes the issue, which is a great choice because there was a wide open player on the break side. And Papa Bear eventually doing what they need to do on their 0 point, bringing the score back 3-4. Just heard from the sideline, everybody wants to play downwind. No, can confirm. in my more final years of Frisbee, I would only commit to downwind 0 points. The classiest of points to play on. Oh, we got a little spike ball action. Let's see if they give us any sweet moves. Wow, beat him with the little simple light tap. Where are the layouts, kids? If you don't play spike ball and cleats and lay out, you're doing it completely wrong. Just want to state for the record. Hip has stated that they are ready and that they would wish that Papa Bear would hurry up. A little bit of lighthearted banter from both sides in this game. Still want to know if Carter Hollow made it out to the club last night. His dance moves were looking good on the field yesterday. If anybody can confirm that. A post-game interview, yeah. Dougal Sports has not successfully done a post-game interview yet, so still working on that. Oh, man, almost layout D from Papa Bear. And then his buddy gets burnt running deep. Pretty standard offense from Hip. It's going to be hard to guard that. That guy wasn't even from the back of the stack. He was just like middle of the vertical stack on that deep run. So, good shot from Hip. If they keep doing that, there's no way they can lose this game. At some point, Papa Bear is going to have to make some downwind offense. They're going to have to be able to stop one of those deep shots or force a turnover early, something like that in order to get a break and come back. I imagine these games are going to 13. There's an off chance that they would go to 15, but I imagine they're going to go to 13, so half will be whenever one of the teams scores 7 points. 13? Nice. Thanks, Greg. So yeah, games are 13, so we'll take half at 7. Hip currently up 5-3. Looking pretty comfortable at the moment. Finally get some layouts at the spike ball over there. Oh, we got more shouting out for Jake from Alberta. Oh, Alberto. Sorry, I heard my production guy wrong. Alberto, what's up? Watching in the chat. Team Papa Bear is getting lit in the chat. That's what I like to see. Well, they officially shredded that zone in about no throws. I don't even think the cup really had time to set up. And that is going to be an easy score. Wow. Okay. I cannot imagine Hip's going to keep coming out in that zone. I just can't. Unless Hip's strategy is just not to run on defense and then only score their downwind O points. I mean, if that's their strategy, then go for it. Not going to blame them. But, yeah, that zone has now gotten destroyed for the 4th time in a row. The only turnovers from Papa Bear have been on bad decisions against the zone. So, yep, that will bring the score 5-4. Only difference in this game was a break at the start. Oh no, there were 2 breaks. Yeah, that's right. Pip did eventually get another break, but still very close. See a lot of coaching for Papa Bear. I think I saw a little timeout symbol, so wouldn't be surprised the coach went in there and told him, hey guys, we're just going to get a D. That's the only thing we're going to focus on. Put all your energy into getting a D. We'll call a timeout afterwards and talk about offense after that. It is a classic Dougal Sports hypothesis, not based in any way, in fact. I see Hip motioning that they want to run a hook and ladder play. Has never successfully been completed in Ultimate Frisbee, so that would be exciting. Elliott trying to reinvent Ultimate Frisbee offense. Oh, that's a little AUDL double team. I like that. I'll allow it. I wouldn't call it. I heard some yelling indicating it might be over. They just put it up. They have a 50-50 to Carter Hollow, and so they say, yeah, let's do this. You can't spike it if you did it. Okay, well, you know, that's cool. Let's focus on the guy who got the D. Great play, man. Eventually puts himself on the break side horizontal stack cutter. Eventually puts himself in the least active place possible in the offense. Love to see that from a player. Get a big time D and then just leave it up to the other guys in the offense. You know, I'm going to call that in even though I have the worst perspective just because he tried really hard. Oh, that's a foul, right? Surely. Is he going to call it? No, it doesn't call it. Okay. Playing street rules out here. Hip coming out of their vert stack, cutting from the front of the stack. Which the one benefit to that, oh yeah, is it cleared out the space. Oh wow. Yeah, that was it was not a great throw. The throw was a bit behind his person, and that allowed the defense to get in there and get a D. My camera angle didn't get the best shot of it, but that was a nice layout D. All right, Papa Bear is now trapped on their strong side sideline. They just put it up, and if that floats, it'll be catchable. Nope. That's the same player that got a sweet D in the deep space. He got challenged to a one-on-one against Carter Hollow and said, I got this, don't worry. Oh, the timeout call. And Reese is very angry at his teammate for calling that timeout. He had a great early cut was wide open. And calls for water have been made. I'm also going to take this opportunity to hydrate myself. So those of y'all watching at home, we'll be right back in about a minute after this timeout. Drink some water, get some snacks. Come right back in. And welcome back from the timeout. For those of y'all that had your sound up and were able to hear the field sounds, we could hear Casey LeMay for Hip kind of yelling at his teammate who called the timeout, saying, "We have traditions," you know, implying on Hip we have traditions. No warm-ups, okay, no timeouts. We show up late, amongst other things that I wasn't quite able to hear. So very mad at his teammate for not adopting the team culture, calling an unnecessary timeout. Yep, Carter very mad because he was wide open. Would have to agree. Oh, there goes the deep rip. Oh, and another D. Man, if any of y'all know this kid in the chat, could hit me up. Dude with the blonde hair and the red leg tights. Playing great defense. Would love to give him a shout out. No, we're not going to show you spike ball during timeout, but I do appreciate the comment in the YouTube chat. Also, there will be a little bit of a delay between y'all chatting to us at home and by the time we see it. So, ooh, man. Throw up line did not go to its intended target, and Hip on the quick transition is going to score. Yeah, whenever you give them easy transitions like that, they will pop it in real easy. If you make Hip think about it, then they might make a mistake and throw a deep throw when they shouldn't. Is that 7 or 6? That's 6, yeah, so that shouldn't be half. The players were saying half, but that's yesterday's scoring, not today's. What? What are we doing? Yeah, maybe we missed a score somewhere. Okay, well that is that's when the teams are taking half. I don't know. We're going to go figure out the score and see if we missed a quick Hip score somewhere. But that would imply that the score is currently 7-4. We're going to go confirm that real quick. Let me leave you on Javoy's fantastic soccer moves. For those of y'all that don't know, the Women's World Cup is currently going on. Be sure to watch the U.S. Women's National Team. They always do fantastic. Anyways, we'll be back after half. And welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second half. Hope you all enjoyed that little bit of spike ball that we had for you over halftime. We have Papa Bear starting out on defense this time because they received to start the game. Both Greg and I are a little bit confused as far as the score goes. We figured it was going to be 6-4, but they claimed it was 7-5. So players on the field know best. That's what we're going to go with. Apparently that one kid's name is Daniel, the one who kept getting all the D's with the blonde hair and the red tights. So that's what we're going to go with. Greg just... Okay, cool. So we're gonna go with 7-5. It might have been 6-4, but all relatively the same thing. All right, quick start with a high release backhand over the top. Hip coming out in their vertical stack. Not doing anything too special. Still just stuck, jammed on the sideline. Let's see if they continue to jam it or if they get it off. Ooh, wow, it's a high stall count. Yep, had to go to the second dump option. There we go. Mitch Finnett, I love to see that he cut off his upline run in order to strongly recommend the swing throw from his teammate. He's still trying to get it off of that sideline. Man, I'd love to see this from Mitch. Just forcing his teammates to go break side. And because of that, they now have fantastic angles. Look at all those break throws have just been open and easy, yeah. Easy open break throws. Nobody on Papa Bear able to stop them. And I'm going to take this opportunity to shout out Mitch Bennett for forcing his teammates to throw the break throw and get it off the sideline. That's one of those unsung things. But we're gonna give him his praises now. Putting Hip up 8-5. Sweet drop there, Vitacrave. Hey, here comes the pool. Once again, huge shout out to Papa Bear for splitting the sidelines. Doing all the little things right as a team. They come out horizontal stack, and Hip is finally in a person defense. This is the first time I can remember Hip playing a D point and not coming down in a zone. So, bit of a switch up. I don't know if they're settling into the second half, or maybe they just don't want their zone to keep getting beaten. Great poaches from Hip, great person defense, putting their bodies in the lane, making it super hard for Papa Bear. But finally, with a big ol' out and undercut, gets open, and that might have been a hand block, might have just been a missed throw. It's hard to see from where I'm at. That's an immediate deep run. They don't take the option, though. They take that deep option. Oh, wow, good up. Is that Brandon Dial? Yes, it is. Oh, yes. With the back to his teammate. Brandon Dial off of a newly reconstructed leg. Getting up for us, showing his true cyborg nature. Eventually throwing it to John Cecil, who decides to mack it to his teammate rather than just catch it. And Hip eventually converting on that point. Papa Bear was working it well. They finally got it past midfield, playing against really tight defense from Hip. And I'm guessing it was a hand block. It might have just been the wind that affected the throw. But immediately after that, Hip did what they always do, which is make a deep cut, maybe not throw it to him, and then make a second deep cut. And that time they did throw it. still surprised that Brandon went up and got that one. Greg, my production partner, says he is not surprised that Brandon got up and got that one. Because the defense was in a great position to do it. Yeah, Brandon, if y'all have never played against him, either in Ultimate or in real Frisbee, yeah, dude could jump. Dude can jump real high. Let's just say that he can really get high for Frisbee. We'll just say that much. And so we have Hip getting ready to pull. They're actually discussing some strategy, which to me feels like it's going against their usual nature. I can't imagine their strategy is more complex than just huck it to the tall one. All right, Papa Bear decided to walk slowly at the beginning, so now they have to keep walking slowly to bring it up. We can see there is a last back scenario for Hip. There's also a lot of communication from the sideline about that last back. Oh, that's a right. He's wide open, though. Oh, that's so funny. They have a last back, but then the last back just lets him run deep. What a Hip thing to do. Oh, okay. He does save his teammate. That's a deep run. Yeah, they keep making people keep running in that deep space through the middle. Oh, yeah. Weight room was the call from the sideline. Oh, man, that's a risky choice. And that is out the back, I have to imagine. Oh, toe drag. He's going to call it in. Our own shade tent messed us up there. What does Lexi's shot look like? Let's see. Let's see, Greg. Greg's going to go into the instant replay and see if we can't get y'all a better shot of that. I'm going to peek over the top and see if I can see it. Yeah, I can't tell either, but you know what? Player had best perspective. He claimed toe drag. He claimed he could see the toe drag on the ground, which is one of my favorite things in Frisbee, by the way, is when you just point at like a random discoloration on the ground and say, look there, that's where my foot hit the ground, that random discoloration. And then somebody's like, well, there's a random discoloration out of bounds too. Maybe that's where your foot hit the ground. No. It's this one. It was definitely this one. So that's a little insight into how that conversation went. No complaints, though. And that will bring Papa Bear up to 6 points, and Hip has 8 or 9? 9. Okay, so that will bring the score 6-9. Papa Bear's got a long ways to go. They have yet to show that they can get a break, especially when Hip has been going in that downwind direction. But this should be, if Papa Bear is going to get a break at all in this game, this would be the direction they would do it in. Hip is having to work upwind. Come on, Jake, pull in bounds is the call from the sideline. Oh, we see Hip flipping the side stack. Well, that softball is getting lit behind us. Man, I tell you what, Georgetown knows how to celebrate softball. All right, that was the side stack. They got Elliott open on the initial cut, which then opened up an easy continue. And now Hip is settling back in. We're twos from the sideline is what the calls from Papa Bear. They're forcing backhand. Oh, he's giving it up the mark. Okay, gets back on there. Oh, what a poach. Taking away the up line, but that did allow the Hip player to get open in the back because of that poach, which, you know, in the end, smart decision from Papa Bear. You got to try to make some moves to get some Ds, and they did that. But Hip showing they've got the moves themselves to punish. moves them up 10-6. Taking a look at our Papa Bear line that is going to be on offense. They are ready to receive the disc. Pan back over to our hip squad. At the start of the game, Hip was only coming out in a zone defense, but in the second half, they've been coming out in person. Oh, man, look at Vitacrave running hard down the field. Yeah, when he yells at all you Grays people for not running on the pool, he's serious about that. Oh, Hip comes in a big old cup. Yeah, that is a 3-person cup with a middle, 2 wings, and a deep. Middle gets a little too sucked in, though. Gives off easy over the top throw, and Papa Bear just working it. That might be out of bounds. Nope, they call it in. And Papa Bear just destroying the zone. Just absolutely destroying it. Dang, too bad. Too bad from Papa Bear. When it's the zone, they can beat it really easily, but as soon as it goes into person defense. That's not fair. He has fresh legs. He didn't play yesterday. That's not fair. Still couldn't get to it. I imagine they will be roasting him for that one in the group chat later tonight. If y'all think I'm harsh on the mic, I'm nothing compared to those group chats. People are savage in there. There was a chant for Cecil from the crowd, I believe is what that was. Ooh, wow. Yeah, because of the player crashing, was able to open up a throwing lane. There was a travel call, but we're going to ignore that because defense caught it. Brendan Dial has the disc with no mark, but nobody ran deep for him. Dang, once again from Papa Bear, when the play slows down and they have to execute on difficult inside throws or around throws, that's been what's letting them down in this game. Woo! Great flying kick block attempt. Didn't quite work out. And Hip pops it in nice and easy, bringing their score to 11 against Papa Bear's 6. Once again, just tough for Papa Bear, doing all that they need to do, getting up to the end zone, and then some sort of a throwaway or unforced error or drop or wind knocks the disc down, something of that nature. So not a whole lot strategically that they need to work on. Just comes down to execution and practice and all those usual sorts of things. think I heard them say go across from Hip's squad, so my guess is they're going to be playing person defense this go around. Oh yeah, great wing cut from Papa Bear. I'd love to see that. He's open. Oh no. Yeah, we get a intimidity from the hip player. The mere presence. Dang, too bad. He really let him have a lot of space in the deep space. Was not guarded super closely on him, but not able to punish. And Hip starting their vert stack, cuffs from the back, getting open. Doesn't like any of the two deep options. Runs deep himself, but doesn't get it. Oh, we get a falling backhand. And we're going to get a foul call. They said move it 10 yards, but, you know, wrong sport. Oh, we get a discussion. Nope, they're not going to debate too much longer. And, yeah, there we go. Got his feet in bounds when he caught it. Pretty... Someone was asking for the final score of the spike ball game. Yeah, sorry y'all that our production isn't good enough that we have a second scoreboard for the spike ball. Our apologies for that we didn't have picture-in-picture for you to watch the conclusion of that spike ball game. Yeah, you're just gonna have to ask them. You know, you're just gonna come out here to Georgetown yourself and go ask those people playing. I don't even know how you keep track of score in spike ball, to be honest with you. Like, I assume you count by like single digits, whatever, you know, the other team can't hit it. I don't think there's anything that could make you score more than 1 point. I don't know. Where's all my spike ball aficionados in the chat to let me know? Here comes the pull. This is potentially the last point of the game, with Hip having 12 points. Yep, they're saying zone. That is correct. Papa Bear has not really been struggling to move it against the zone. They've just been struggling to finish off and get a score against the zone. And yep, showing once again, they have the throws to go through the middle. Once again, going through the middle. Oh, rip. Pops up a little bit too high in the wind. And now Hip get a chance to close this out and take it to a finals. Oh no, throwaway. Oh, we have some discussion between the Hip players. Not happy with that throwaway. And now they got to go back to playing their lazy zone defense. Oh, as soon as I say that, Deep gets a D in the wing space. Moves things quickly. Yeah, good cuts from the front to kind of get things moving from Hip. Oh, that was almost a run through D. That was almost a layout D. Dang, Papa Bear turning it on. Really, no bid? Oh yes, not even Brandon could get that one from 15 yards out the back of the end zone. Maybe I was expecting a little bit too much. Yeah, two great almost Ds there from Papa Bear, putting on the pressure. In the end, though, just a throwaway from Hip. overload is the call, which I would assume has to mean that like the wing is going to scrunch in and the short deep is going to scrunch in and the far wing is going to scrunch in. They just put it up to the pack left corner, which is super smart. And they pop it over the deep's head to throw it to the other corner. And he's going to call himself in. That poor deep. Carter Hollow is the one who made the overload call. And then the deep is the one who ended up getting punished for it. So, pretty funny stuff. I imagine they'll have some conversations about that. Well, right now. I was going to say later, but yeah, there's the conversation happening. Going to bring the score 7-12. Papa Bear showing, hey, if you're going to throw a junk zone against us, we're going to score against that. May not be able to stop the deep throws, but we can at least beat that zone. Shout out to my favorite player on the Papa Bear squad, this guy. Guarding the deep space, making good runs on offense, immediately putting himself into the horizontal stack, cutting position after getting a D. Good stuff. Oh man, I love. Oh, that's wonderful. We actually did get a final update on the score from the spike ball in the chat. That's good stuff. Alright, well that pull did land inbounds before rolling out, so they're going to take it at the corner. Oh, that's Domka over there. What's up, Domka? Gonna get you on camera. Nothing around is what she said. Would have to agree. Oh, boost it, let's go. He ran all that way. Yeah, Reese, I'm mad too that they didn't throw it to you. I'm also mad. Oh, he's coming back under for a huge undercut. But they don't find him. Oh, what a D! What a D, look at that. Let's go, man. I wondered how this was going to work out because Papa Bear doesn't have a whole lot of height on their squad, which leads me to believe that they've got some aggressive players on defense. That's normally how that trade-off goes. And there we saw it, was in great position. Got up, got a big old paw on the disc and knocked it out. All right. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so y'all can see the cutters. We have a last back for Hip standing way behind all the other players. Oh, they're doing a little bracket kind of play. Yeah. Hip has two people guarding the undercuts and 2 people guarding the deep cuts. So we'll see if Papa Bear does the right thing, which is to overload it. They do. Yep, gets it back to a handler. Oh no, man, that's just been the story of the game for Papa Bear. They do the hard thing right, which in this case was overloading the chunk defense. They do the hard thing right and then mess up the dump throw. And a rare mistake from Hip, but in the end doesn't matter, and of course that is going to be the way that this game ends, on a unforced error from Papa Bear and a little bit of luck from Hip. That should be game. Yeah, we see Hip lining up. We see Papa Bear going out there wanting to play another point. I guess we're finally going to get that point back from before the half. I guess that's what's happening. Whatever, we got bonus footage for y'all. We got a little bit of bonus game. We don't know. We're going to watch this film back later, and we're going to look at the score on the film, and somebody's going to post into the comments and be like, y'all missed a score. Whatever. We're just out here watching Frisbee. Let's just enjoy the fact that we've got Hip going up against Papa Bear for at least one more point. Got my boy Casey LeMay on the disc, about to rip it down there. He's also got fresh legs. He wasn't out here yesterday. There goes the pull. Papa Bear player said, hey, he cheated. He pulled it on 2. I heard him. That's not very nice. Simple person defense from Hip. They're not coming out in the zone. Ooh, yeah, good hard dump D. But they do eventually get it to the handler. Yeah, good job from Papa Bear swinging around. I think that was a travel. Yeah, of course Colby's going to call that. Wait, you're not going to let him shuffle his feet to get around the mark? Come on. This is an unsanctioned tournament, Colby. Y'all are up like, I don't know, 13-7 or something. Yeah, good low inside break in this one. Oh, that's a good open deep run. Yeah, they do take it. I wondered, man, he was baiting out that throw way too hard. Should not have given him that much space. Oh, cheeky. What a cheeky throw. Got the mark to move over with the fake backhand and then stayed in the backhand grip and just threw it through the middle. Good stuff for Papa Bear. Trying to get Hip more tired than they need to be going into this finals matchup. I have no clue who is in the semifinals to be able to tell y'all who might be in the finals. I actually have no idea. Deep down, I'm hoping it's the Texas United team. There's a golf cart transporting a bunch of softball players from the parking lot to the fields. I don't know if we can get a shot of any of this stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of softball going on over here. Which, by the way, there was a lot of softball going on last weekend as well, except last weekend it was the adults playing, which actually makes it less crazy than when the kids are playing. Because when the kids are playing, all the adults come out and like do barbecue and bring all their shade tents and party. So this is a much bigger event when the kids are playing. All right, back in for this point. And no, what a great backhand. Lefty backhand from John Cecil. Is he a handler? Is he a handler? Man, that was a great lefty backhand. That was upwind, too. That's not an easy throw. That's incredible. Yeah. Looks like other people saw it, too. Oh, with his shirt tucked in. Oh, no, it just looks like it. Never mind. All right, well, that is finally going to be the end of the game. We're going to call this the end of the game. High fives from everybody. The next game will begin at 1 p.m. So stick around for that. We're going to leave the live stream going. We're not going to turn it off. But thank you all for watching this one. We will see y'all for the finals soon. Right. What's up, everybody? I'm just hopping on the mic real quick to let y'all know what's going to happen for the finals. Texas United, the youth YCC team, defeated Gamble in the semifinals. I was over there to watch them kind of punch in the last 3 scores they needed to come out on top of that game. So that's them getting ready in the distance. We can see Skittles in the lime green Summer League jersey, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles version. It's good vintage. So that is who's going to be walking over. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes until game time, if I had to guess, maybe 15, because they have to walk over and set up and get ready. So everybody get your popcorn, get your snacks, get all the good stuff ready to go. We get to see the youth YCC team stroll into the finals after rolling all over Austin's and Texas's finest men's teams. So super exciting stuff. Can't wait for this game to happen. But we'll be right back with y'all in about 10 minutes. All right, welcome everybody to the finals of the 2019 Men's Club Centex out in Georgetown, Texas at McMaster Athletic Complex. I cannot even begin to tell y'all how excited I am that we get to bring you Texas United, who we saw in the very first game this weekend playing against one of the Gaucho squads. We get to bring y'all that same Texas United team has made it all the way through the tournament. I have to imagine they either won their pool or got very close to winning their pool, and played against Gamble in the semifinals. That's as much as I know about their run to the finals, is that they played Gamble. Was able to watch the last couple points there playing against Gamble. I want to say it was either tied 8-8 or they were down 7-8 and then scored the next 2 or 3 points to make it 10-8. And finish that game off in hard cap. So very tightly contested match for semis. The fact that the score only got to 10-8 lets you know that those are long points. So that is where Texas United is coming from. For those of y'all that have been watching, you've seen a lot of HIP this weekend. They haven't really been challenged. I guess the closest match that we've seen from them was probably the last one they played against Papa Bear, but they were pretty comfortably in control against that. They are singing, "Oh baby you got what I need." So yeah, not sure how much the field vibe picked up for y'all, but they're getting themselves pumped up. They definitely need to get pumped up because this Texas United team, they are battle-hearted. They do not get tired. They are too young to get tired. They're probably going to go to like football practice after this or something insane like that. So yeah, these kids, they're ready. They are mentally prepared. They just came off against a victory against Gamble, so they know how to deal with the usual people that you find out at a men's tournament in Ultimate Frisbee. So I am super stoked to see them. There's no way they're just going to roll over and lose this game, 13-2 or something like that. They're going to be taking their shots. I was talking to both Brandon Dial and Vita Crave himself, Casey LeMay, before the game to kind of get some insights to see if they're going to be running their zone. HIP was using that zone against Papa Bear quite a bit. It never really earned a turnover, but it did cause the other team to make a lot of throws and make some mistakes. I did caution both Brandon and Casey to let them know that they under no circumstances should use that zone against this Texas United team because they are going to absolutely shred it. Brandon agreed with me. He said, yeah, we probably shouldn't, but we're probably going to anyways. So that's the inside information that I got for y'all talking to the players. We will not get to see that. Let me see who has the disc. Oh, no, yeah, so HIP does have the disc. They are going to be pulling. So we're going to see whether or not they come out in that zone. Benefits of the zone is that you don't have to run very hard on defense. The downsides to the zone is if the other team knows how to throw against it, you're going to get beat really easy. I see 3 people kind of walking hard, and I see John Cecil in the back. So, yeah, HIP is going to come out of that zone. Let's see if my suggestion was correct or not, that they shouldn't run it. Texas United being smart, going for the dump around swing. Find some space on the sideline, go back. So far not doing, I was just about to say so far not doing any crazy throws, and that's the first one. Oh! Yeah, I think we're good. I think it's just fatigue. Yeah, he got hit pretty hard on that. It was after the play. And so, we're not going to make a foul call that's going to affect the play. However, come on, John Cecil. Is that necessary? And with that, HIP has earned it. Actually, no, I'm not going to call that earned a turnover. With that, HIP has got themselves an opportunity to score a break. Texas United is coming out in a person defense, no junk from what I can see. They did take away the really easy undercut to start with. Oh, and that's just a straight up throw. I guess it was a hand block? Yeah, he's celebrating a lot, so I think he's celebrating a hand block. It looked like it might have just been a throw away from where I was, but yeah, probably a hand block. And there's a throw and a quick score from Texas United. do eventually score on their O point, bringing the score 1-0 against Hip. The zone from Hip, not really doing a whole lot, but do eventually make that work out for them. So 1-0. Oh, be careful when you. Oh, we see a Mike French appearance on the field. I don't know if he's actually coaching or not. He's walking around acting like he's coaching. Looking very authoritative. Oh, we got shout outs for Mike French in the chat. Okay, whatever. It's probably just Mood Tower, people watching. Oh, that's actually what it is. Oh, okay. Cool. So Mike French's Mood Tower buddies in the chat. What's up, Mood Tower? Here comes the pool. Oh, yeah. Got a shout out from Mama Walker. What's up? I'm watching this wonderful Texas youth go battle against Hip. Hip trying to run their vertical stack. Couldn't get any breakthroughs, but they do eventually get a big out and under. There goes the deep shot. Yeah, very intelligently taken. The player made a break side cut, which caused the defense to have to kind of bite a little bit hard on that break side. He then busted and went deep on the strong side, and very hard for the defense to keep up with that. So good standard stuff from Hip. That was the downwind direction for Hip, so didn't have to put a whole lot of touch on that throw. Just kind of got to put it out into space. No breaks for either side, 1-1, both teams on offense scoring. We'll see if Hip continues to come out in the zone that they like to run. Oh, you can see Brandon put his hand up. He's ready to play. Texas United, though, is still discussing some strategy. Mike French wants to walk out and talk to his team a little bit. Not entirely sure what sort of useful information Mike French is actually giving. Moon Tower, if Mike French has ever told you anything useful, please feel free to post it in the chat. Would love to get some historical evidence on that one, but can't confirm from where I am. Not sure if you can hear from the field mic, but the wind is picking up. Considerably windier than yesterday. About the same windiness as this morning, though, so not a whole lot of strategy has been changing. It's just enough to make those downfield throws easy and just enough to mess up your upfield or upwind throws. Ooh, good tight defense from Hip, causing a missed throw. Oh, the quick transition. Was that the right decision? Was that the right decision? We're not sure. We're going to let you at home determine if you would have picked that up and immediately thrown it. Did he throw that right-handed? Because he's a lefty. Yeah, so I think he picked that up and threw an offhand backhand for him. Oh, that's a rip. Wow. The dude for him just gave up running. He just straight up, and then he has the audacity to argue the call afterwards. Doesn't play defense, but still has enough energy to argue whether or not the disc was in. But he just straight up stopped running. Oh no, and that's risky in this wind. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Yep, kid, if you're watching this back, You got to know to holster that one. Much more fun thing to do instead of throwing that would be to give go to somebody and go run strike and go get yourself an easy end zone catch. Probably the better choice there. But hey, hindsight's 20/20, and Hip bringing it back in. This is their second break opportunity at this point. Brandon Dial doing just some weird pick-ridden cuts in the back of the stack. There were at least 4 picks there that the Texas United kids decided not to call, so appreciate that. There goes the deep shot. And it was way too short, but fortunately Hip knows how to read those bad throws and eventually gets the score for the break. Yep, that is the first break of the game for Hip, putting them up 2-1. And for Texas United, you got to feel bad about that end zone opportunity for them, opting to kind of throw a junky up over the top lady throw rather than be safe and swing it around. So, yep, sometimes the only way to learn is to make those mistakes and feel bad about it. So watch the film back, realize, yep, shouldn't have done that. And next time, give a little give go. But this now puts Hip in the defensive position, forcing Texas United to go upwind. So as hard as the last point was for Texas United, this point is going to be potentially even tougher, depending on what throws they have. And if Hip's been going out in a zone in the previous points, I have to imagine they're going to stay in a zone for this point. All right, Texas United is ready. Mike French has said his last coaching words to the team to get them ready for this one. Looks like only one player for Hip decided to run down on the pool, so this is definitely a person defense. Somebody's poach is the call, that's correct, but I think it was just one of the handlers, so not too exciting. Oh, that little junkie over the top throw going upwind makes it a lot riskier. But works out well for them. And they decided to push the issue and go deep, and that throw was not wind ready. That's in. Yeah, you can see Hip's strategy. They're mostly trying to find good opportunities to run people deep, and then they keep that front of the stack clean to do the resets. Now they've settled into their end zone set, doing the nice easy workaround, showing the people at home how you run a proper end zone set. Dump, swing, swing. Easy throw for the score. And Hip's starting to run away with things, getting the downwind break this time to put them up 3-1. Yep. Oh, is that a timeout from Texas United? It might be. No, no timeout. They're going to play through. Things have not gotten so bad yet that they need to talk about it. Take a look at our Hip squad briefly. Not really a whole lot of O or D lines for Hip. They're just kind of swapping players out that got the energy. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the quality coaching from Mike French. Hip currently complaining that there are 9 people on the field. Yeah, Mike French, you're not allowed to play with them, man. I know this is an unsanctioned tournament, but you gotta get off the line, Mike French. He's probably just jealous that Darius actually has important things to say. And the violation call against Mike French eventually gets him to step off of the field. Yeah, Mike Fringe said it was his fault. He's aware of it now. He's learned his lesson. All right, we are finally ready for this point to start. We get what looks like it's going to be a side stack from Texas United. Let's see who they ISO, or if they flood. Oh yeah, they do. They flood the field to go into a vertical stack, which does eventually get an open undercut. So we'll call that line successful. Continuing to work it down the strong side sideline. Finally get a break and a swing. Wow, yeah. Super happy to see that they just don't jam it down the sideline. That's going to work out well for them. But now they have to jam it. It's high stall count. No easy swing options. Yep, teammate just daring him to throw that break backhand. He does. Good inside flick break. Has multiple open people in the back of the end zone, but travel with a reenactment from number 72. Dramatic reenactment. Can't imagine it was actually that bad. Just coming back in. Lots of space open, so they don't have to necessarily move it to one place or the other. Just get smart cuts. Great inside flick break. Continue for the score. That's what I love to see from Texas United. That's the type of skill getting put on display for us today. Multiple breaks to set up that score, and eventually just an easy punch in, bringing the score back 2-3. I take this opportunity to let all the people at home know that I do finally have a Twitter. You can find me on the Twitter. I have figured out how it works. I now hopefully tweet out my live stream links for people to know where they are. So follow me at Dougal Sports on Twitter, spelled the same way as my YouTube channel, DOOGLESPORTS. You can mash that follow button there. You can go on YouTube, mash the subscribe button for me. You can go ahead and hit that thumbs up on the likes button. And for all of y'all people out there that have work email addresses, your parents got 2 email addresses, go ahead and hit subscribe on all of those. Let's go ahead and make it happen. Help me out. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can, potentially run some ads at some point and see if, maybe we can make $3 off of a live stream or something like that. Big time future for Dougal Sports, but go ahead and find that subscribe button for me and hit it. And here comes the pool. Hip is not really in an offense. I honestly don't know how to describe that. I guess it was a vertical stack. They just wanted to be in a clump. Lots of out and undercuts from the back of the stack. Really hard to guard, especially since Hip is going in the downwind direction at the moment. Oh, wow. The trashy high release backhand did not float because he's going downwind. It also didn't quite have the right shape on it. It was kind of curving off to the left out of bounds even from the start. So, oh yeah, they're gonna take it. Ooh, get up, let's go. And he just puts it immediately. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. This is the type of play that got Texas United to make it to the finals. Just like that. Immediately off of the dead disc, throw it deep down the sideline. And then as soon as the player catches it, decides, nah, man, we're going to push this. Let's go right now. Throw it in the end zone. And that is going to tie the game up 3-3. Still sort of down, yeah, about half break because they, started on offense. But, I mean, essentially, yeah, tying the game back up for us, showing us that they got the moves they need. As some people would say, this is a old school versus new school matchup. Them young kids don't know better in terms of jamming down the side. Just kidding. These kids are actually extremely well trained. I just want to take this moment to say, even though I do use the word kids, a lot of these players are adults. Some of them are actually kids. But don't let that fool you. They are all fundamentally strong. I was watching their game against Gamble, and there must have been about 5 throws in a row where every player for Texas United cut off the break throw on the mark before they went in and guarded closely on the mark. Just fundamentally strong all across the board. They know correct strategies. They've all been trained at their various high schools, a lot of them trained in middle school with members of the Frisbee community. So just a wonderful celebration to see these players out here competing at a high level against HIP. All right, HIP starting things off like they have been doing, cuts from the back. I guess there must have been a poach somewhere because the front of the stack was wide open and HIP took advantage of it, which has allowed them to get all the way down the field and take this shot into the end zone. And there's no way for even my boy Skittles to be able to get there and get the D. Not going to happen against John Cecil. Take this moment to shout out Skittles. He runs camera op for us some of the time. He was out here last weekend on Saturday for Mixed Centex. So shout out to Skittles. I actually know that kid's name. But yeah, HIP pretty simple on offense. I'm not sure why Texas United gave up that one throw to the front of the stack at the very start of the point. Kind of feel like it set them back on defense. They never really recovered from all of that transition and motion. It's probably a Mike French idea. That's who I'm going to blame it on. So that's going to put HIP up 4-3. Oh yeah, we got shout out to Darius's calf muscles. They are a sight to see, and he's definitely letting it breathe today, which is nice. Occasionally coaches will cover those up with some khaki pants or something, but nope. Letting all the people at home see it as well. All right, coming back in. We have HIP running their zone that they like to run. They brought it out a couple of times when they've been on D-line. Texas United hasn't done anything too crazy. Like, we haven't really seen the scoobers come out or any of the hammer maneuvers. Yeah, for the most part, it's just been that. It's been throws through the middle. We hear cheers, yeah, Brandon from the sideline, indicating that he might have affected that D. He did not, just to be clear. Player straight up drop. Oh, wow, and just another unforced error. Really haven't been seeing a lot of that from either of the teams in the semifinals today, but ooh, gets in there. Are we going to get a foul call? Nope. We're going to say that's clean. It did look like it was 50-50. I think, nobody would be mad if you called a foul, but oh no, and unfortunately the Texas United player was guarding Brandon rather than looking for the disc, and that messed him up. I'm also going to blame the sidelines for not giving a loud enough up call. But HIP punches it in, getting a break to go downwind to go up 5-3. We are playing to 13, which means the half will be at 7 points to whoever scores 7 points first. So that is where we are racing towards. This will be a downwind point for Texas United, so let's see if they just come out and look immediately for deep shots. Or if they try to work it. I've seen them be pretty comfortable in the vertical stack. But as with all of these YCC teams, they do know all the strategies. They can morph into a horizontal stack if they need to. We saw them running a side stack earlier that turned into a vertical stack, so they definitely have all the moves they need to get people open. And they are putting one of their taller lines out there. Pretty much all of these players have a decent amount of height and a lot of coordination, a lot of speed. So HIP is going to have their work cut out for them on this point. We'll see who ends up getting the matchup, the height mismatch Somebody on Hip is definitely going to get a height mismatch. All right, oh, Mama Walker wants us to keep track of hockey assists. Yeah, you know what? Not all of us are great at keeping track of statistics. Dougal Sports has not advanced to that. Man, I missed the pull, but it only got to right there. Oh, Reese, that's cheating. You can't. Reese, stop it. Oh, okay. He does actually move it back. Good guy, Reese. But you can tell he was embarrassed with that pull. Oh, he plays great mark defense, though. They have to force him to put up a high stall count. Oh, that kid almost got himself on a highlight clip. Because let me tell you, Mitch was not getting there. Let me tell you that much. Mitch was putting his body in the way. He was getting good position, but he was not getting up. The kid got up. All right, now they got to play defense. Hip is doing that thing where they run a vertical stack except for one person who hangs out on the strong side, and works out fantastic for him. Pretty strong strategically to have a left-handed handler in Mitch Bennett being able to rip these backhands upwind. And very simple upwind score to another player that all of you YCC fans out there might recognize. Elliott catching it in the corner. And that's going to put Hip up 6-3. Yeah, 6-3. I can't imagine that was the deep shot that Texas United wanted to take. If anything, I feel like they were thrown off a little bit by the short field. I don't like to give credit to the Hip players because there's no way they meant to throw that short of a pool, but because of that, they got set up, and the mark just had insane defense, taking away the break throws. And then the dump defender was also guarding the up line, and I think Texas United just sort of froze in that moment and did not get a good dump opportunity. So, yep, that's how the turnover happened for the last point, and then on the turn, Hip just came and did what they do best, which is jam it down the sideline with deep throws. Pretty hard to guard that. We'll take a brief moment to look at Texas United since all the coaches are chatting to them. Oh, yeah, we've got all the coaches out there. Maybe we'll see some adjustments to the cuts. They've been getting people open, but they haven't been getting a whole lot of people open. I will say Texas United have had to work pretty hard for their offensive flows. And for the most part, the turnovers for Texas United have been entirely self-inflicted. Just been kind of poor decisions, bad time mismanagement. Oh, there is the pull. This is actually a good one, which in classic Dougal Sports fashion means I'm not going to get it in the shot. But Hip running down there in their person defense. We can see from Texas United they're kind of doing both a vertical and a horizontal stack. They have 3 handlers, but they have a vertical line of cutters. Oof. It's a good catch. They are still just jamming it down the sideline, though. Would love to see them get a break. There we go, Skittles. But no continue. And they just jam it again. I'm mad that it's working. I'm always mad when that works at Ultimate Frisbee, because you would love to see a more evolved strategy than just jam it down the sideline with flicks. But, I mean, if Hip's not going to guard it, you're going to use it. So, whatever. It's not Texas United's fault that Hip didn't want to play defense. And that will bring the score 4-6. We have seen breaks from Texas United, so we know they can make a comeback. It's not like watching our previous semifinal game with Hip against Papa Bear, where I'm not sure that Papa Bear ever got a single break in the game. So we have seen that from Texas United. This would be the time to do it. They are going downwind. You can see Darius motioning that they are going to be forcing flick. Maybe we can get Frenchie up here for a halftime interview. Get an insight into the coaches. There's a big old pull. I'm actually not sure. Yeah, it does stand in bounds, man. That's a great pull, especially downwind where it doesn't really float. Oh, there's a great deep run. Oh, they looked that off. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then Reese comes all the way running under, gets cut off by his teammate, both his college teammate and his club teammate. But eventually gets the disc, sends it, puts it perfectly into the corner, completely unguardable on the break side. And Hip is going to score to take it 7-4, and they are going to take half. So we are going to take this opportunity to take a break, get some water, get some snacks. All y'all at home, go and get yourself some snacks, something to drink. We'll be coming back for the second half. I just saw Greg run down on the field and talk to Fritz, so we might actually get a halftime interview, which would it's going to be a lot of fun. Greg gives me a big old thumbs up, so we might actually get a halftime interview. I'm going to slam some water real quick and get ready for French to come up here and chat to us. But see y'all back in about 5 minutes. Cool. What's up, everybody? We are here for a Dougal Sports First, which is a halftime interview with a coach on the actual team. So that's exciting. Have no idea if this is working or not. So we're here with Mike French. Mike French, what are your initial thoughts from that first half?
I thought our offense was playing pretty well. We're getting open.
Mm-hmm.
We're just having a few drops,
right.
some execution errors.
Yep.
And they punished us,
Oh, yeah.
after every turnover.
Yeah, they do.
They were running down the sideline.
Right.
I I think that's going to be our biggest
Yeah.
adjustment at half is an actual flick force instead of whatever we've been doing this half.
Okay. Man, I was talking well about all their marks and how fundamentally strong they are. And then you get up here and tell us that all their marks are bad.
Well, they have been very good this tournament, at least today. I've only been here today, but this team's good. And
yeah, it turns
when
out
they
this team's pretty
when
good.
they get one break, they often get 4 in a row, and that's really hurt us.
That's what's hard to stop. How's the tournament been going just in general for Texas United?
It's great,
I've seen they've been really good.
They've been very good. We have an abundance of talent. I think with this being the first year doing an all-Texas select team, it's a bit of a logistical challenge and a chemistry challenge. Those have been the biggest things. But we have a ton of talent, and, this is our first tournament together, and we've developed a ton of chemistry.
Oh, wow, this is y'all's first tournament together.
Yeah, we've looked very good.
Have y'all had any joint practices?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had 2 camps, and, they've looked great at them. It's been awesome. And I'm really excited about YCCs this year.
Yeah, man, y'all are gonna do great there. All right, so I finally have you up here. I gave you a little preview of this before we started talking, but we gotta know what do you tell the kids in between the points when you go out there and you're talking to them? What is it? Is it just stay chilly, or are you actually giving them real stuff?
Okay, well it depends on what they just messed up first. So if I go out there, after the D line gave up 4 backhands in a row, I went up there and I said, "Hey guys, have a better force." And then I yelled at Darius and I said, "Hey Darius, tell the D-line they're getting beat on the backhands." So he tells them that. On the O-line, I don't make a ton of adjustments if our mistakes are executional. If it's drops and we're taking good looks, I don't do that. But when we get it on the goal line and we don't call an end zone and we end up throwing a turnover to the wrong side of the end zone, that's the first thing I say. I say, "Hey guys, let's call an end zone."
All right. So mystery solved.
Mystery solved.
That's what goes on there.
That's what I say.
Okay, you're not just telling them jokes or something in the huddle.
Sometimes I do tell jokes.
Right. Do you like the strategy y'all been going with? For the most part, y'all have been pretty chill. We have seen the deep options, and in particular, when you do make the deep throws, y'all immediately continue that on the transition, try to push the issue. Is that what you want to see? Do you want to see them slow it down a little bit more, speed it up a little bit more?
I think against this team, we don't need to speed it up anymore. I like our pace. It's we need to throw into tighter windows sometimes. I think we're looking off things that don't look open against this team just because the defense is better. But we have the throws, we have the catches. That's kind of what I want to see coming out of the second half.
Right, which is always risky telling that to people.
I don't want to make you make worse throws. I just want you to be trusting your teammates in your throws.
Yeah, the things that you practice on, all the stuff you work on in practice, let's go out there and execute it.
The pace is good, though.
Yeah, you like WC. All right, any final thoughts here before we kick you off to go back to do your coaching thing?
No, I mean, this is really fun. The tournament has been run very well. 2 weekends in a row, 3 weekends for a lot of people.
Fields, right?
These fields are nice. It's been great. Thank you guys for coming out.
Absolutely.
This is awesome. We love
it.
the stream. Yesterday, I had to be at a wedding in Dallas, but I woke up to watch my boys in the first round. It was great.
8 a.m. first round. It's a tough one to watch.
That was rough, but it was good.
Still good to have it. All right, well, thank you, Mike French, for joining us on the mic for this coach's interview, Dougal Sports First. So we'll kick things back over to the other camera when we get back set up. But
cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dougal.
Don't know what to do with my hands. All right, welcome everybody back from the halftime break. Hopefully you enjoyed that interview. I had a lot of fun. It's always good talking to Mike French. Figured Darius was a little too busy doing actual coaching, so we got Mike French up there. All right, disc coming in for Hip. Oh, yeah, immediate deep shot. Oh, my boy. Is that my boy Skittles? Is that my boy Skittles? Getting a D over there. Hurting himself. Hey, if he's hurt, we can go stick him on another camera, right? We got that third camera ready for Skittles to go. Just kidding. He's still in. We have yells of inside from the sideline, helping Elliott out on the mark. We can see Carter Hollow way off into the strong side space. I'm going to zoom out so that y'all can see the cutters. Well, you can't actually see them because they're all the way out the back. Ooh, almost a D. Super tight D from Elliott. That's the nice way of saying that he's fouling all over the player. That's in. I don't know if there was a call there or not. Oh, no, and the Texas United player. Okay, there is a foul called. Okay. I think there was a foul, but not on the throw. I think it was, like, from the cut, and so the player let it go. Good spirit. Texas United player, you know, felt the defense being tight, and so wanted to go up and get it, and because of that, misread it. And now Hip quick on the punish, which definitely has been the story of the game. You give Hip even just the slightest little option, they're going to take it. Throw a deep shot. So Skittles' heroics on the deep D against Cecil in the end does not pay off for Texas United. They did take their chances, though, and I like that. But that is going to put Hip up 8-4. All right, Mike French has finally got off the field, allowing Hip to pull the disc. You can see Mitch Bennett this time opting to go for the out-and backhand, and it is going to roll. It did land in bounds and then roll out of bounds, which gives Hip time to run down the field and set up their defense, which does look a little zony. Oh, no, they're pointing at people. Yeah, no, that's person defense. I saw the three defenders going down there and thought that was a zone, but it's not. Stuck on the sideline for Texas United. Let's see if they can get it off. Nope, still just jamming it down the sideline. Still jamming it. Still jamming it. Oh, come on, kid. We're rolling the cameras, man. We got 2 cameras going right now. You're not going to lay out for that? It's like that Fallout meme where everyone disliked that. That's what that one was. All right, Hip doing that thing where they're mostly in the vertical stack, except for the one person that hangs out on the strong side. He normally runs deep. Yeah, that's been a standard Hip strategy. I keep thinking that it's one person who doesn't know they're running vertical stack, but no, that's actually their strategy. And that disc too low to be caught. Texas United with a fast pickup, not giving their offense time to set. Also not giving the defense time to set. Fortunately found a front of the stack cutter to reset because I think that dump was going to be tight. And goes over the top. A lefty backhand and a It was like a foot stall spike, is what that is. Kids reinventing the way that we spike the frisbee. Love to see it. Bringing the score back 5-8. Let's see if Texas United is able to get a break on this next point. It's going to kind of show me whether or not they are in for the long haul in this game, or if they're going to slowly coast to a kind of like 13-7, 13-8 finish. I'm sad that we couldn't film every game because the last matchup between Gamble and Texas United was a great finish to it. Very hype. Sad to say we do not have 8 different camera production setups that we can set up on all the fields. But the games this weekend have been great. Very high level of competition out here for a little club Centex early on in the Frisbee season. Definitely be seeing all these teams again. I don't know if the YCC teams are going to be going to Riverside Classic. I hope that they are. I hope that we get to see them out there. Always fun to watch them. Watched HCA last weekend on the mixed side. Oh, wrong way to zoom. So very fun and exciting to watch. Hip getting things going, and 3 of the players are just staying back. They're not even running. And they just go immediate deep shot, which is barely in bounds. And I am sad to say that that strategy actually worked. You could tell from the Hip team the fact that 3 of the 7 players weren't even moving past the disc, that that was going to be their strategy, throw it deep. They were either getting ready to walk off or getting ready to go play defense. And the downfield deep throw to the strong side corner completion, putting Hip up 9-5. 9-5. Doesn't seem like fatigue is too much of a factor for either team. We haven't really been seeing any cramps out there, players having to take breaks because of that. Texas United looks like they have a pretty strong squad of people to swap in and out, so they've been getting lots of subs. For those of y'all that watched the other Hip games, you saw that Hip was just kind of running a lazy zone and not playing a whole lot of defense in their previous games to rest up on the energy, so I imagine they have a lot left in the tank if they need to use it. But Texas United's going to have to get a break before Hip really steps up into that next gear. All right, the coaches have finished deliberating with the Texas United players. They've put up their hand. They are finally ready to receive. I heard Hip say backhands, so I believe they're going to be forcing backhand, which given the wind is not a bad choice, but then they pull it to the flick side. I'm not sure what the thought is there. Oh, throw through the middle, tried to be cheeky with it. I think it was the right decision. It's just unfortunate because it looks like Hip's going to easily pop this in. Oh no, they went trashy with it. And you could tell the player for Hip was mad at himself. He probably got a good hand on it and didn't come down with it. And that was a trashy throw up with wide open number 21 Poach. We have another open undercut. There we go. He comes across and makes use of it. Gives it back to a handler. Good stuff to see. Yeah, this number 21 has just been oh no, that's not 21. That's a different guy. I was going to say he was going every other, but no, different player. Oh, there we go. That's a cramp. The travel call. Good quality heckling from the hip players. I like to see that. Yeah, that kid's done. Get him some water. Get him under the shade. He's out. All right, just coming back in. The guy comes off the sideline, picks up the disc, and throws a hammer. Out the back. What a professional, man. That guy has a bright future ahead of him, let me tell you. He has a bright AUDL future ahead of him with skills like that. The ability to come off of the sideline, be fresh, be ready, pick it up and just throw a hammer. Back corner. There we go. They like that deep look. They didn't do a whole lot of work to set that up. Oh, don't call it. Don't call it. Yep, and they don't call the foul. That's what I like to see from him. It's probably technically a foul, but to be honest with you, he shouldn't have thrown that. So, happy to see the universe working itself out. There's the deep look. Wow, in the wind. I know that looks like an easy throw and catch. To all the people watching at home, I know that looks easy. That was not easy. That is a strong downwind, and he curved it out of bounds, back inbounds, floated it straight to the player who received it. I believe Greg is going to be rolling back an instant replay for y'all. Don't know if people are in the way of Lexi's shot or not. No, good clean shot. That's going to bring the score 9-6. We saw that Hip had a chance. Texas United made a kind of unforced turnover at the start of their O point there, and Hip had a chance to pop it in for a score. They didn't take it. Instead, threw kind of like a junky flick into the upwind, which got D'd, and that's what allowed Texas United to get their second chance at that point. There might have been some more turnovers in the middle of all of that, but oh no, that's right. There was an injury in the middle of it, but yeah. Other than that, you know, that was one of the few times that Hip did not punish the turnover. Texas United got their second chance and then put in the score for themselves. And as I said 2 points ago, when Texas United was in the same position, this point's going to tell us a lot about whether or not Texas United has the skill and the energy to keep up with Hip in this game. They really, really need to get a break here. Down 9-6 with a game to 13. And this downwind means that you don't have a whole lot of opportunities to get breaks. We can see Hip in the side stack. And no dump. Side stack with no dump. So they have to throw it to one of these cutters. Oh, wow. There must have been a switch that was not communicated. Yeah, that is definitely a travel. I wondered if they were going to call that. That was, that was definitely a travel. Yeah, just jamming it up the sideline. And it is unfortunately going to work out for Hip. Just doing the simple. Oh, the player for Texas United is trying to call out. Trying to say that the Hip player caught it. Well, either caught it out of bounds or ran out of bounds in order to throw it. It might be that the Hip player stopped moving and his feet were set out of bounds, which would technically be a violation. I mean, it does kind of, I know it looks like he's being a stickler for the rules. It does kind of matter here in this tight space. But in the end, Hip does what I always want people to do there, which is throw the exact same throw to the exact same person. And let Karma decide whether or not that should have worked, and it did. So I'm going to put them up 10-6. And Texas United slowly starting to run out of chances to get these break opportunities. wouldn't be surprised if on the next break opportunity for Texas United, if they try to come out in some sort of junky zone or maybe like a too deep sort of look to discourage just the lazy deep shots. But they have to score on offense first. Here is the Hip D-line. See a lot of UT alum players out there. Oh man, I got a bunch of notifications for people following me on Twitter. That's exciting. Get the word out that Dougal Sports does officially have a Twitter now. I hardly ever post to it, but I will let y'all know the live stream links. For all the people that tuned in halfway through this game, if y'all have not subscribed already, mash that subscribe button for me. It helps me out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And here comes the pull from Mitch Bennett. Does the same rolling outside in backhand. Lots of switches from Hip. I think they were doing the thing where they have one or two people in the middle of the field taking away those undos. But they've settled into a more standard person defense. Texas United hasn't been able to get big-time yards, and then that is just a misthrow. It's a straight-up misthrow. I didn't see any of those against Gamble, so I'm not sure if this is fatigue or nerves or maybe just letting Hip get in their heads. There's a second break in a row for Hip, but a little bit too far from the end zone to really take advantage of that positioning. There's the hammer. Wide open up the line cut. Oh man, fantastic help defense, but not enough to save his teammate. Bringing the score 11-6 now. Shout out to all the parents out there watching. Greg let me know we hit 51 live viewers at one point, peak concurrent viewers. It's definitely because of all the parents out there watching. So what's up? Your kids are doing really well. We got to see a great game of them playing against Gaucho at the start of yesterday. I think a lot of people didn't know what to expect playing against Texas United in this tournament. I've seen YCC, and so I know how good these players are, but I'm not sure the rest of Austin and the rest of Texas really understood how good these YCC players are. But I guarantee you Gamble knows now. We can see Hip making sure to let Fritz know that 8 players on the line is not allowed. All right, Hip ready to pull. There it goes. The thrower immediately knew that he threw it out, and he went for the risky throw it out of bounds and watch it curve back in maneuver. So I don't know where they're actually going to bring this in, but Texas United is going to get some good field position going upwind. Looks like Texas United is going to be nice about it and just take it at the usual brick mark. They don't want any easy yards. They want to earn it. Yeah, Texas United has been able to go through that middle of the cup. They've been finding those throws. The throws that they have not been finding have been the continues after getting it through the cup. So they've not been making use of their wings. They've not been making use of their deep cutter. Oh no, and then just a bad drop. It's unfortunate. Hip with the immediate pick up and throw. What? Why no layout? We can hear the yells from the sideline to set it. I love it when the players who aren't playing are the ones who tell the defense, hey, run harder. Oh, no, that's not going to work today. Yep, that would have worked yesterday. That throw would have been perfectly fine yesterday in the wind. Today it is not going to work. And just jamming it into the sideline. We can see Hip. They are they're not really thinking about it too hard. That's how I will phrase that. They are kind of just picking it up and throwing it to the first person they see. Oh man, Texas United falling apart. I don't know whether it's the wind or whether it's just fatigue at this point, but lots of unforced errors. What, 11 or 12? 12, bringing the score 12-6. Hip kind of running away with it at this point. So I'm hoping Texas United gives us one last hurrah. I'm hoping they put all their tall players out there, give us a nice deep shot. Maybe get us one more good highlight here before this game comes to a close. Oh, Sam. I think that's who that is. All right, get some final encouraging words from Mike French. Probably just telling them, hey guys, you know how to do this. Don't overthink it. And there is the pull from Hip. I believe, yeah, it lands in bounds. It's a little bit short, but going upwind, what do you expect? Hip has one person playing defense, Mitch Bennett. And finally, Brandon Dial runs in on the mark. Woo, yeah, what an inside flick throw. Good swing around. Poach player calling for it. And yeah, he was so wide open. Oh no. Dang, in his head that was going to work out perfectly, but in real life, threw it behind the thrower and defense swarms all over it. We see an open deep run from Hip. They choose not to take it though. Same player makes another deep run. I can't quite get him in shot for you, but you can tell Hip is just kind of lurking around, trying to find that good deep option. But continuing to work it slowly, jamming themselves into the sideline. Let's see if they get it off. Oh yeah, very intelligent. Which allowed that inside flick, which allows that break backhand. And that is going to be the final point of the tournament. In the end, Texas United just kind of ran out of gas. Hip being extremely punishing on all the turnovers. I would love to have time to actually run stats on it and see what the scoring percentage was for Hip after a turnover, because I would argue it's probably above 50%, excluding that last point where they had 2 turnovers. But I guess you can't cherry pick your stats like that. I want to give a thanks, big shout out to Texas United players, shout out to all of the coaches that have helped at the high school and middle school levels, all of the different youth scenes in both Dallas and in Austin. Also getting players from Houston, I know they're on there as well. So huge shout out to all of the different people helping with the youth Frisbee. You know, Texas United made it to the finals against Hip today, so had to beat a lot of teams to make it here. Love to see that. But yep, if y'all want to thank me, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me. But we will, I'm not sure what the next broadcast will be, potentially Riverside Classic. But thank you all for watching. See you all the next time.